Hello to all our dear followers and welcome back to Turkish Spotlight Secrets. Settle in, because today's update has the perfect mix of whispers, hints, and tantalizing possibilities. If you live for the stories that get the whole industry talking, you're about to be very pleased. We've been tracking a wave of chatter that refuses to fade, and it centers on two names that light up every red carpet they touch: Ozan Akbaba and Sinem Ünsal. That's right. Today we're unpacking the clues that point to a fresh, unexpected turn in their lives, the kind of turn that blends the personal and the professional in a way that keeps everyone guessing. Before we dive into the details, a quick reminder: if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button and turn on notifications so you never miss a reveal. Around here, the first row belongs to those who want to know before everyone else. Now, take a deep breath, because the title says it all. Ozan and Sinem. A new direction, finally coming into focus. What does that mean? In recent weeks, timelines and entertainment columns have been buzzing with speculation about what's really going on with these two. The result is a mosaic of moments, small, intriguing, impossible to ignore, forming a picture that feels too deliberate to be coincidence. Let's set the stage. Ozan Akbaba, the magnetic lead whose intense roles and long-running dramas turned him into a household favorite, has always been selective about what he shares from his personal life. His public persona is equal parts grounded and charismatic. His posts tend to revolve around sets, the craft, a motorcycle glinting in late sunlight, and a deep respect for his colleagues. On the other side, we have Sinem Ünsal, the luminous star whose breakthrough in medical drama captured hearts across the country. She is admired for her nuanced performances, her poise on the carpet, and a social feed that balances minimalist aesthetics with flashes of candid warmth. Separate, they're captivating. Together, well, that's where the intrigue really starts. So, what exactly has lit this spark? First, a string of sightings that fans and paparazzi have pieced together like a puzzle. Not clandestine rendezvous in shadowed alleyways, but something subtler: being in the same places, more than once, in a context that suggests comfort rather than chance. Think a quiet cafe in Cihangir on a rainy afternoon, a curated gallery opening in Karakoy, where both spent just enough time near the same exhibit to make people whisper, a film industry cocktail in Levant where a brief conversation at the edge of the room was long enough to draw phones from pockets. And a late-night exit from the same rehearsal studio, staggered by minutes, but still close enough to raise eyebrows. Add to that social media breadcrumbs, small gestures that say more than they should. Ozan quietly double-tapping a behind-the-scenes rehearsal photo of Sinem, the kind she rarely posts, followed days later by Sinem liking a rugged set snapshot of Ozan that had an unusually pensive caption. One comment surfaced, short, playful, and deliberately vague. Left by someone close to both of them, hinting at an inside joke. There was even a story repost from a mutual friend tied to a screen testing space, tagged only with a winking phrase about chemistry that sells, quickly deleted but not forgotten by those who track these things like hawks. Then come the industry murmurs, the ones you learn to listen to when they align with public clues. Word is that a prestigious production house is assembling a cast for a project that aims to merge crime-laced intensity with intimate emotional beats, a hybrid where Ozan's resolute energy and Sinem's quiet vulnerability could collide in exactly the right way. The whispers go further. A meeting with the director took place at a boutique hotel lobby, the kind of place where conversations can blend into ambient music, and a short, private read-through might have happened, just to feel the spark in the room. None of this is confirmed. Yet when several separate voices repeat versions of the same story, attention turns into expectation. And here's where it truly gets interesting: this evolving dynamic could be more than a private development. It might be steering toward a professional alignment with the power to shift schedules and reshape headlines. Imagine Ozan and Sinem anchoring a new series together, one of those projects that lands with a thud on premiere night because everyone's been waiting for it. Each of them can carry a production on their own. Together, they could become that rare pairing that draws audiences across genres, the kind that makes networks adjust their calendars and advertisers clear a path. It's not just the work that's changing, either. both have been in transition. Ozan's recent choices have shown a deliberate, sharper focus, fewer posts, more craft, whispers of exploring directing down the line. Sinem has been curating her scripts with a noticeable precision, stepping into roles that demand interiority rather than flash, keeping noise to a minimum and performance at the core. When artists at this level move with quiet intention, they tend to find each other in places that matter. New chapters often begin this way, with serendipity that doesn't feel accidental. What truly electrifies the conversation is their shared reputation. Ozan's supporters love his understated strength, Sinem's fans cherish her emotional clarity. If a connection between them is taking shape, whether it's personal, professional, or an unpredictable blend, it will ripple beyond red carpets and become part of the season's narrative. Their discretion only heightens the intrigue. They know how to walk the fine line between withholding and hinting, and like clockwork, that restraint keeps people watching and hoping. Still, it's important to separate wishful thinking from the breadcrumbs we actually have. None of the hints are a formal announcement. Sightings aren't statements. A liked photo isn't a declaration. Yet when the same two names repeatedly appear in the same airspace, when both of them seem to be orbiting a similar horizon, the chance of something significant rises. The feeling isn't just fan fiction, it's the slow build of a story that might be ready to step into the light. For longtime followers of their careers, the potential pairing feels almost inevitable. Think about the interviews they would appear in together, careful and charming, their answers edged with laughter. Consider the premiere nights, how photographers would hold their breath a fraction longer when the two of them line up for a shot. Imagine the press tour chemistry, the subtle glances that tell their own story without a script. And if it is a project that unites them on screen, the comment sections would become a flood of predictions, scene breakdowns, and edits by fans who don't miss a single frame. There's also the rhythm of their public lives, both practiced and particular. Ozan is not one to over-explain, he prefers the work to speak first. Sinem's poise has always come with a gentle deflection, she answers what she wants, and lets silence be the answer to what she doesn't. Should they decide to share more, they'll do it on their terms, likely with a touch of elegance and a wave of relief from those who've been piecing this together for months. So where does this leave us? With a growing hum around Ozan and Sinem that refuses to die down. The signs point to a tightening bond, one that could crystallize into a romance, a collaboration, or a rare mix of both. Whichever path emerges, the trajectory looks undeniably upward. It feels like the beginning of something worth staying up for, the kind of story that stretches across seasons and keeps an entire audience invested in every small update, every quiet photograph, every carefully chosen caption. Let's recap what matters: repeated sightings that don't feel random. Online interactions that have increased in frequency and precision, backstage whispers of a high-profile project that would suit them both perfectly, and a shared period of professional transition that often accompanies personal shifts. Moments like these are the prelude, the soft drumbeat that heralds a reveal. If the pattern continues, we're not far from a turning point, one that could arrive as a casting announcement, a festival appearance, or a joint interview that says everything without insisting on anything. We'll say this much: there's a chemistry to watch, both imagined and tangible. People close to on-set life will tell you that the camera is honest about these things, and so are rooms filled with creative people who know when a pairing can lift the temperature. Whether the first official cue is a production slate or a low-key dinner finally acknowledged, the interest will be immense and immediate. For now, patience is part of the fun. As always, we're keeping our eyes on the details and our ears tuned to the ground. The day an official confirmation drops, be it a project, a partnership, or something more tender, you know we'll be here with the breakdown, the context, and the little things others overlook. Whatever unfolds next for Ozan Akbaba and Sinem Ünsal, the smart money says it will be memorable. That brings us to the end of today's deep dive. We've pulled together the sightings, the social traces, and the insider buzz to map out why everyone's watching these two. Remember, none of this is a verdict, it's emotion, a momentum that could crest into something big. Tell us what you think. Did we miss a clue, a detail, a moment hidden in plain sight? Drop your theories in the comments. We read everything, we compare notes, and we love when you spot something we didn't. If you enjoyed this ride and want more of the sharpest, most revealing coverage from the world of entertainment, don't forget to like this video, share it with friends who follow every beat, and subscribe to Turkish Spotlight Secrets with notifications on. We'll be back with the latest, the juiciest, and the most carefully sourced updates. Until then, keep your eyes open. Because sometimes the next chapter starts with a glance captured between flashes, the kind that lives in the space between rumor and reveal, exactly where the best stories are born. And yes, we're watching. So are you. And so, as the lights dim and the city hums, we wait together for the moment when mystery becomes memory, and a new headline writes itself across the night.